Orlando Pirates played to a 1-1 draw with Cape Town City. With the game, there was, to be fair, a game of two halves. And I will actually show you the funny story or the funny tactics that Eric Tinkler used to bring back his team to the game. Now, let's go to the first half where Orlando Pirates were still feeling themselves, if you will. And the plan here was clear. They were trying to have those three guys, Umbata, Umaswanganyi, and Udlamini in midfield. And then they would play that diagonal pass to Umfukeng. And if you look across, there's Umfukeng, there's Uhoto, and at times they will add someone. It depends. Sometimes it would be Maswanganyi who's running out wide, but in this case, there's Mfukengi and Hoto. So now the ball is played there. And this is not a mistake. Like, it happens all the time. Umbata turns with the ball. Loko is playing the ball. The same side. And if you look at where Hoto is, he's so far deep on the left, but he joins Umfukeng as the game progresses. So the ball is played to that side. Unfortunately, in this time around, it was actually Umaswangai. Doesn't get there, but you see that there was the plan. Now, even with the goal, it's still the same thing. They are playing the same pass. The same pass goes across, and then it gets the beating of Mkize, and then it's a goal. But this was not the first time in the game, as I've shown you. They were doing that over and over and over and over again. And if you look here, strategy, what's the plan? Let's make sure that we have a lot of players in midfield, as I highlighted there. Draw Cape Town City into midfield. But the plan is not to play the ball in midfield in this case, because there's Hoto out wide and there's space that it can run into. So what do? We try and play the pass into that space. These guys, when they're playing the ball, the plan is not for them to play. It's to just play the ball over and just always attack that space that is wide. Are you convinced now that this was their plan? Because there's no way that all of these things were done in chance. So clearly their point was to target Umkize, because if you check this game, there was no time where I saw the game actually being targeted to the left side. It was always that right side. And if you see here, the other reason why Umkize was not helped is because the person who was playing on the right was supposed to help him was always worried about Tuhoto. Remember when I said that Tuhoto joins in the move later on. So he delays the person who's supposed to be helping Umkize. So he keeps on looking at Hoto, not realizing that it's more dangerous for Mfukeng to be 1v1 with Umkize. So leave Hoto alone, but he never did that. And Pirates kept on just getting those chances from the diagonals. We're not done, but if you're enjoying the video, please do make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Pirates, when they see that they're being pressed, they play the ball long. They have Maba as a big striker. When he gets the ball, look at the space that Hoto has. That's why we're playing the ball. Like, guys, I can just keep on going through all over the examples. And actually, it was working for them. It was working for them. We congest the midfield, but we don't even take the ball into midfield. Abu Sesane, we play the ball wide. That's all we do. And they did that, but it probably became a problem, as you will see in the second half. But in their defense, what did they do? They had this sort of structure, which I don't get, right? Because it's like they're pressing with their starting formation, which is the 4-2-3-1. And as you can see, those double pivots and the 3, and then Umabas up front. I did not highlight him, but is there alone. And this thing, you will see how it becomes a weakness in the second half, because sometimes they would try and shift to a 4-1-4-1, but it just wasn't working. And then again, at times it would work, and they would force Cape Town City to play the ball long until their coach obviously told them something, which I will tell you what it might have been in the second half. So now you have this situation where Pirates are careful, like what they were doing against Disciples, but then they press when they see that there's a situation. And this thing, Pirates and what they were planning to do, I don't know, man. Even Maswanganyi, I don't want to seem like I'm bashing him, but he did not have a good game. Like, we can talk and say everything. But he did not have a good game. It was just not his game. It happens in football. and he will be better in the next one, and he will want to prove a point, I'm sure. So as the game is continuing, you see that Cape Town City were getting a lot of other chances because somehow they were just finding spaces, Gule press, because this press was not organized enough. It was just, you see how at times they win the ball, yes, but sometimes how is the ball just going through the lines of pressure like that? And now we've surpassed the defense. All of a sudden we're taking chances at goal. Now we go to the second half, because towards the end of the first half we're starting to see chances like this happening. And when the second half starts, you see Cape Town City rather, now they are pressing much more. They are no longer like scared and sitting at the back and being scared, but they are pressing, and because of that, and because there is no space, I will show you exactly what they did. Because here you can see after that press, they get the ball back and they create a chance and whatnot. But what I want to show you is, first of all, do you see how many Cape Town City players are around the box of Orlando Pirates? Like, look at the highlighted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Like, they were just committed that now we are pressing and we're winning the ball back. This is after the goal, by the way, but it shows that it wasn't even about the goal. It was about the fact that even in the first half, you saw that at times China would go long if they were being pressed. But the idea here is Eric Tinkler wanted them to press well. He gave them the structure and they did not execute. They come back in the second half. Now they are pressing in numbers and they are not scared. You'll even see what they did in attack. And now if you are pressing in numbers and you are pressing with intensity and pressure, you force turnovers like that one. And then now you have the ball back. Look at how many people. Like now, Pirates are the ones who are trying to get Cape Town City around them. And now they're getting it. Careful what you wish for, they say. Because now Pirates are boxed in. You find the Pirates player being surrounded by 3 Cape Town City players, and they win the ball back, and now they're attacking. The whole point here is that it wasn't just about structure. It was also about intensity and executing what the coach was trying to get out of you by making that structure. So now you end up having Pirates keeping position in their own half. There was even a time where Maswanganyi bekibeli bowler, just trying to make sure that, hey, let's calm down a bit, you know. But you look at situations like this, Maswanganyi and Umbata are completely cut off because the presses are making sure that, hey, the ball doesn't go to those 2 guys, and it didn't, and they were not having impact because now they were well managed and it's not their fault. And another thing that I want to show you is the fact that if you look here, they also had this thing going of make sure, as I said, that we are boxing Maswanganyi, Nombat. Do not let them play. So you can see here that Makaringe, there is that box and they are literally boxing them in that box. And the 2 people who are pressing in front, let me show you. The people who are pressing in front are also making sure that no pass goes into that box, but that box is also closing out any passes to the people inside of that box. So it was like, you are not going to get the ball. That is clear. And it wasn't just a box for the sake of boxing them in, but they also changed the way that they set up from time to time to ensure that Pirates do not quickly adapt to what Cape Town City were trying to do. And here's another thing I want you to notice. Remember in the first half, I said Pirates were always trying to be wide. Now look at what Cape Town City did. If they're in defense, now you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people across, so that as Pirates is trying to stretch them, they are stretched enough and there won't be gaps between their defenders. So one of the wingers has to drop back, and then the left back will tuck in and make a back 5. And the midfielders, the 3 of them, will stay in the middle, so that if you play the ball, that ball, if you are playing a back 4, is likely going to go through, and then that guy is running into the ball. It's going to create a chance. But no, sir, this is not happening. Once again, Pirates, if you've been watching football in Europe, you know what teams have been pressing with a 4-2-4 or a 4-4-2. Reason being, if you have 4 people in midfield, you are killing this thing that teams like to do, which is playing a box midfield, either a box midfield or diamond midfield. Basically, that means you have 4 people in midfield who are in a shape of a diamond. Like one would be the deepest and the 2 will be on the side and the other one would be like a 10. So if you are pressing with a 4-4-2, you are making sure that there are no passes that go into that, which is like, once again, boxing in the box midfield. And in that way, that doesn't happen. So we're blocking all the passes. We're Cape Town City now. We're blocking all the passes into midfield. Pirates cannot do anything about it. And if they see that there's going to be a pass, they run quick. Tito trying to drop, he's boxed in. There's nothing that he can do. So they play the ball long. But guess what? Cape Town City are comfortable with doing that. And Tito gets the ball. Remember, he's within a box. So whatever he does, he gets boxed in. He has no chance. Now, here's what I was saying earlier. You have this situation whereby you have this 4-2-3-1 even in press. And the problem with this is it doesn't go stretch wide. Yeah, but if you're playing a 4-1-4-1 like they did against Disciples, then you are like have enough people across to block any passes that will break the lines. But in this case, it's 3 people. So it's not enough. Even though Tito was trying to drop and make that 4, Cape Town City, another thing that they did, by the way, is they did not just come back and press aggressively, but they were also now like, play the ball, relax, you are professionals. And they did that and it worked well. Pirates were under so much pressure to a point that Uchina was trying to slow down the game on the 55th minute, and then he got the red card, a yellow card. But that didn't help because Cape Town City, as I said, continued to just try and play the ball. Like this is playing out from the back to go score against Pirates. But I have questions to ask, guys. Like, what is this? Do you see how many Pirates players are here? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many Cape Town City players are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's still a lot. But there's no structure. You do understand, Guti, Rhodes could have passed the ball across, and that guy who, I think, Gonzalez, could have still run into the ball and scored. And that surprises me that the organization was just gone. Here's another thing that ECT were doing. They were literally doing reverse on Pirates, on the tactics that Pirates employed against them. Now they were having one player who's very wide on the left, which was Gonzalez at times. Sometimes Domingo would drift that side. And there's Makaring on the right, who's moving into the half space, or sometimes even to the center to try and hit the ball. And look at the players of Cape Town Spurs in and around the box. 2, 4, 5. There's 5 of them. They are stretching the field, but they are also in the midfield and they are running into the box. And Pirates were just unable to deal with all of this at the same time. As you can see, there is 6 at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or there's 5. And then the other one is still going to run in, which is with Domingo into that space. So they were definitely doing the same thing that Pirates were now doing, which is let's stretch the field, but at the same time, let's have enough numbers in the box. Unfortunately for them, they did not create good enough quality chances in the box to bother Pirates. But if we talk about a cup match that turned on its head, we are talking about this match because Cape Town Spurs, I like saying Cape Town Spurs, Cape Town City definitely gave Pirates a lot of problems. But what did you think of the game, and what do you think Pirates should do with the lack of other players who stepped up when Utito was not playing? Because personally, I wouldn't blame Utito because a lot of players were being taken off. I would just say that the system did not work and it did not get the best out of Utito. Yes, also it is his own individual mistakes where instead of passing a clear 10-meter pass, he failed and then he gave the ball to the opponents. But what are your views on this game? Do let me know down on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.